every character I designed, I had the absolute most creative freedom doing smoke. So this one actually took us a few tries to get just because I was missing it and dropping it. Let's go! I had so much fun doing Liu Kang. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so for this one, we broke it down where Liu Kang needs a back punch. You can't really see it unless you like freeze frame and slow it down. But I gave him, his guard is a tiger claw on the bottom and what we call a phoenix punch or phoenix fist on top here. So he does a backhand phoenix punch to their solar plexus, stealing their soul into a high side kick all the way up.
Would you say that almost like a phoenix punch? Because I've seen like when we do like peekaboo style, it's almost the same as.
Yeah, there's a little bit of over rotation,
yeah.
a little bit just to give that boxing Tyson style movement. So again, this is a combination of peekaboo style boxing where I drop down into that overhand hit here. We have the texture of Kung Fu in the hands, and then we have Taekwondo kick. So it's a literal combination of 3 different styles in this one movement here. Oh! Let's go! Damn! Oh, that was so clean.
Dude, that's a 11 o'clock side kick.
Oh,
that was so smooth.
I had so much fun doing Liu Kang. Liu Kang's probably my favorite character I got to mocap for. I think he's #1 because I just went off on all my kicks with Liu Kang. So I did a roundhouse spin kick, but it's kind of like a skipping round into spin kick. Or some school would call it like a jumping round spin kick, whatever you want to call it.
Throw that round kick and before, you don't set it on the ground, you rechamber to turn that hips over into that spin hook kick.
Yeah, in studio, the way I did this was literally the way that we're gonna do it. I just had Carlos hold 2 paddles for me here.
So you know it's good.
Round, spin kick, back into stance here. Yep. One and done, baby, one and done. There are certain moves where I have to just do it in the air. There are certain moves where it does help having a kick paddle, having some kind of contact, and it really helps the impact of the move and give me a little bit more accuracy. I've also been kicking paddle since I was 4. So it's like, it just helps with a lot of my movements, especially if I'm doing a lot of my jump back kicks or flying side kicks, having the pole to hit off of. Sometimes they need to see the recoil of the hit against something solid and watching me bounce off of it and land. That reverb with the body landing, they need to see that in game. So it does help hitting a solid target.
Yeah, and we'll see it more in the future recreations that we do coming up right here, because there were some movements that you had to do it on the Wave Master, which was still, and one where you have it on me because you have to push off me.
Yeah.
I have to give that little umph for him.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
That is a triple roundhouse kick, right, left, right. That is so signature to Olympic style Taekwondo. I love doing those kicks into a slide up side kick at the end.
I love how he has a little yell on each of the round kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Slide up side kick is so sick. I think I did this one on a pole in studio. Oh man, that side kick is so sticky. It's also the rechamber afterwards. 1, 2, 3, side kick, bring it in, and into say, what were you doing?
I was being Natara.
Oh. This is a triple roundhouse kick into a slide up side kick.
So what would you say would be the difference having someone be a pad holder versus having, like, on the studio you had the pole with the padded stuff on it?
The big difference, I think I did both. I mean, again, I filmed this in 2020, 2021. It's a while ago. But I think I did both variations because we needed to see my hips turn and hit contact. So imagine if Liu Kang isn't really able to move in game for whatever reason and he's just making contact. We need to see that. But most of this combination is traveling. So I do need to have a pad holder moving with me. So you see my body travel as the kick is happening. And then the slide up side kick has to happen too. I can't do that full combo just with the pole, but I definitely did that variation on the pole too.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. So we did the flying side kick and we did Liu Kang's new bicycle kick. Woo! The dancing dragon. So we did Liu Kang's flying side kick, which was heavily inspired by Bruce Lee. And we did the dancing dragon, which is the new version of the bicycle kick. And I specifically remember being in studio. They're saying, hey, we're thinking about switching up Liu Kang's bicycle kick. Do you have anything that could replace it? And I was like, God damn, that's a big responsibility, okay. So I gave them this variation that they absolutely loved. So let's look at the Dancing Dragon. Is that what we're gonna call it from now on when we train? Dancing Dragon? Let's
Hey, yo, bust out that Dancing Dragon.
Are we at the club?
And no. We're in the gym.
So the first one is the flying sidekick. Let's rewind it one more time. Thank you. So we do the flying sidekick. That's the first piece of the Dancing Dragon. Then we do the jump back kick. Then we blend the idea and the movements of the spinning rotation in the air, and they blend each of those hits where it's 1, 2, hit, back into stance here. So it's a combination of like 3 or 4 different moves that we had to record and do. And really it was just like 1, maybe 2 variations of the kick, move on.
Excellent job just blending all those kicks together.
Yeah,
it looks so beautiful.
They really did. So I'm pretty proud of how it all worked. I think understanding how motion capture works, especially for video games, I definitely had the idea of blending all the movements because I understood that that was a possibility. I know what a lot of the animators can and can't do. So I was like, hey guys, could we try this? And they're like, absolutely, let's friggin' make it happen. He does a little bit of this Bok Mei Pai, like not snake style hit, but kind of is. It's a finger jab where he like loosens up on his movement where it's just hit, boom, into that Bruce Lee like shin check. Bruce Lee loves doing those kind of back leg checks here. And traditionally he'll do that into like a slide up side kick and hit them really hard. So there's little elements of Bruce Lee that I try to incorporate here aside from just mannerisms. All right, a little bit of that Bruce Lee. Oh, gee.
I love the little nose swipe you do though.
Yeah. Okay.
Smoke, let's go. He's my favorite.
Ted's been maining Smoke. Smoke was also one of my favorites I got to design for. I think out of every character I designed, I had the absolute most creative freedom doing Smoke. The really tricky part about doing Smoke in studio versus for Gamology, for real, is that there's a lot of make pretend, right? Actually holding the knife, we had to pretend a lot of the times that the karambit would switch hands. So I would literally hold a karambit in one hand, maybe it has to be in the rear hand, but I transition and then I get to come into stance here and do all that stuff.
My movement was more easier because if you see it on this one, it goes into like almost like that upward slice, and then it goes into the body slices down to the leg to sweep them. So it's all one hand. All the movements you got that you did, you had to physically switch it. So this one was a little bit more easier. The lines are more easier because it comes across towards the neck, body, then leg, right there. Smoke 2.
Yeah, let's get it.
It happens so quick, that switch drop.
Yeah, that switch is really tough.
Hits it, then drops it, catch.
So this one actually took us a few tries to get just because I was missing it and dropping it. It's so tough. But in studio, I would just pretend my left hand had a karambit and I would actually hold it in the right hand. So I would cut, pretend to catch, and now I'm holding it. And if I had to do any finger flips, I would actually just keep it in that right hand. So I definitely had to slow down my movements for this video just because I have to pretend. And I want you guys to actually see where the switches are happening. So this one actually took us a few tries to get. It is still very true to the style and feel of Silat, where in Kali and Silat, they use the left hand or the empty hand as the checking hand. So you see that a lot with Smoke, where if I'm cutting and hitting, I'm checking the body, then cutting. So I'm guiding the body where I want the knife to go. A really simple idea of that is if Ted throws a punch and I have the karambit, it's this type of movement here. So going slow, the left hand checks and guides here, the right hand has the karambit, and I'm cutting across here. Or if he wants to punch straight again, I can come up this way. So I'm guiding the hand, so that left hand's always really activated when we do Silat. So that's the fun part of Smoke.
I really love on your upward strike, you do that little finger roll.
Yeah.
You cut, finger, drag it into their body and roll it back up to their chin. Yeah. So good. Ooh!
I didn't throw a ton of kicks for Smoke, but when I did, try to make it count. So this one's a really fun one. It's called a tornado axe kick. A lot of people, when they do a tornado kick, they do it as a roundhouse kick because that's traditionally what's taught. I started asking, like, what are the other ways we can do tornado kicks? Tornado push kick, tornado side kick. I just thought the tornado axe kick looked so dynamic for Smoke, so I wanted to make sure I could do that for him. Oy, come on. That's pretty spicy. Where you can see my left arm throw the blade up, catch, stab, and smack down. There we go.
And I think the most fun that we have in training is when we take the most basic kicks and then we also try to implement it in different ways. So like a tornado kick, everyone always does it as a round kick.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, should we try it as a tornado axe kick? This time, let's try it as a tornado side kick.
Tornado Hawkeye.
Tornado Hawkeye. So it's really fun to try those little different variations.
That was a wrap for this episode of Gamology. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to Gamology.
If you guys want to check out some live action Mortal Kombat fan film that we're pumping out, it's on Noah's YouTube channel, so go check that out.
I hope to see you guys on the next video.